Hey guys, Daniel from Sauron Designs here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a superhero suit from start to finish, like this. And the good news is, to start patterning, all you need is some tape and some cling wrap. So let's go! We're gonna start by wrapping the entire body in cling wrap. This doesn't have to be super perfect, it's just so you can remove it easier and the tape doesn't stick to your clothing. It's easier to have someone help you with this, but you can also do it on a body form of yourself, such as a duct tape dummy. Safety is very important here. Always ask the person if they are feeling alright and have a glass of water nearby so you can prevent overheating. Once the entire body is covered in cling film, we start applying painter's tape. For comfort reasons, it's better to start at the bottom and work your way up to the top. It's not necessary to wrap the whole body, just do half of it because you're gonna mirror the pattern later anyway. This saves time and is more comfortable for the person getting wrapped. Crisscross your tape so that your pattern doesn't delaminate once you work with it. Once you get to wrapping the arm, get something to grab onto so the arm stays in the same position all the time. As you can see, since we only wrapped half of the body, I have my right arm free for convenience. Add some strips of tape around the body so your pattern can't shift. Here you can see the result once the body is wrapped. The next step is starting to draw on the patterns. As a first step, draw a center line so you know where to mirror your pattern later. When you start, use a lighter colored pen. That way, if you have to edit something later, you can draw over the lighter colored pen with a darker color. Another tip for editing your pattern is to just tape over the parts you don't like and draw over it again. The best way to do your pattern is to have your reference art open on your screen or have it printed out. Once you're done with one part of your pattern, like here the leg, you can cut open your pattern for more comfort. Be careful when cutting off the tape, it's best to use safety scissors. Here's a look of what the rough pattern looks like. Once we cut it off, I tape everything back together and put it on my dummy so I can clean up the pattern. I add about 1 to 2 centimeters in between the cuts so that the final result isn't too tight. I use black marker for all of my lines now because this is the final pattern and it's easier to see. Here's a look at the finalized pattern. Since I wanted the pants and jacket to be separate, I had to put in some overlap. I do this by applying more cling film around the waist and taping it off again. I transfer the lines and then add about 10 centimeters to the bottom for overlap. Once I am happy with my overlap, I flip up the bottom of the cling film and cut the pieces apart. Now you have a separate pattern for the jacket and the pants. Now it's time to cut out your pattern pieces. Only cut 1 or 2 pieces out at a time so you know how to put them back together. It's always good to start at the bottom of the leg because nobody's gonna see it if you mess up a little. Once you have your pattern pieces, transfer them to your fabric and cut it out. Don't forget the seam allowance. Pin your pieces together and make sure that they line up. If you have to pin together curves, cut in some small notches along the seam allowance. This will help you to achieve the curve. Now it's time to sew everything together. Remove your pins as you sew. For raised details, I glue in some 5mm foam that I sew in later. For gluing, I use contact cement. Now you just have to repeat the steps until you have a finished result. Here you have a couple of pictures of what the full suit looks like. And there you have it, the finished bodysuit. I've added some pieces of velcro to mine where I'm gonna attach the armor, but in general it's the same suit as you saw in the video. If you liked this video and if it helped you in any way, feel free to subscribe to this channel, and if you want to, share my video. Thank you so much for watching, have a nice day, bye!
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
I've added some... Feel free to Body...